Unspoken Issues.
UltraForce, number 8. On sale date June 1st, 1995. Title of the story, Heaven on Earth. Plotted by Hank Canals. Scripted by Marv Wolfman. Penciled by George Perez. Inked by Keith Aiken and Mark Morales. Lettered by Patrick Owsley. Colored by Lydia Nomura, Emily Canals, and Janice Wismar. In sunny Miami, Prototype and Prime are flying patrol above the city. Their banner quickly turns into an argument about the proper way to cover ground. Prime insists patrols should move in widening circles to ensure nothing is missed. But Prototype mocks the suggestion, calling him Mr. Bigger Muscles Than God. Prime sheepishly admits he learned the tactic from a cartoon, which makes Prototype roll his eyes until he remembers the same episode and grudgingly admits Prime might have a point. Before they can argue further, Prototype picks up a police emergency call and the two heroes race off, ready for UltraForce action. Down in the streets, police have responded to a strange scene, a glowing green rift spilling energy into the city. The Black Knight, wielding a fiery sword, appears near the disturbance, drawing the attention of both officers and a restless crowd. The police try to contain the situation, but the energy is unstable and the stranger seems to be guarding it. When ordered to drop his weapon and step forward, the Black Knight is startled as the rift begins to collapse behind him, vanishing before anyone can act. Prime and Prototype arrive on the rooftop just as the masked intruder reacts. Prime charges recklessly, startling the Black Knight, who leaps away. Prime scolds Prototype for not blasting him outright, but Prototype fires back that Prime didn't have any better ideas. Their squabbling only gives the Black Knight an opening to retreat, vanishing into the nearby park and vowing to find an escape. The police below complain about the Ultras making things worse, while the two heroes argue over whose fault it was that their quarry had slipped away. Prime takes off determined to prove he's the one who can really save the day, leaving Prototype behind, frustrated at his arrogance. The Black Knight, trying to stay clear of Prime and Prototype, slips into the city's back alleys. He recalls that he and Cersei entered the rift together with the Avengers, but now he's alone and uncertain if he's been transported to another dimension entirely. His thoughts are cut short when Prime barrels into him, slamming him down with a lecture about watching where he's going. Prime restrains him, joking about detention, but the Black Knight insists he doesn't understand the situation. Before he can explain, Black Knight swings his blade, intending only to stun, but his blade reacts unexpectedly, cutting into Prime's chest and causing his body to burst and ooze into a green, goo-like mess. The Black Knight is horrified, insisting he only meant to stun him, not harm him. He wonders aloud if everyone in this strange world is some kind of blob creature. Prototype, shocked and furious, demands to know what he did to Prime, but the Knight swears it wasn't intentional. As Prime struggles to reform, he groans about losing control of his body, barely able to hold himself together. In the skies above the city, Prototype grabs hold of the intruder, accusing him of being a killer. The Black Knight insists he was only trying to help, that he's not from around here, and that he doesn't intend to stay. Breaking free mid-flight, he plummets toward the ocean below with a splash, leaving Prototype stunned and demanding answers about what just happened. Prime finally pulls himself together on the shoreline, brushing off Prototype's concern and demanding to know where the intruder went. They spot the Black Knight surfacing, sputtering from the salt water. The heroes warn him to give up. He raises his hands, saying he doesn't want to fight, and introduces himself as the Black Knight. The Black Knight agrees to talk, but wants it somewhere private. The Knight suggests moving the conversation elsewhere, asking if they have a headquarters where they can continue without an audience. Prototype and Prime take the Black Knight to UltraForce's base, which he finds surprisingly luxurious, more like a resort than a superhero headquarters. After a change of clothes and some gear adjustments, the Knight finally begins explaining his situation. He reveals he's not from this Earth at all, but from another reality, where he was a member of the Avengers. He compares UltraForce to that group, recalling how the Avengers were founded by heroes like Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. The Knight recounts a recent crisis. A deranged man called Proctor was traveling through the multiverse, determined to kill every version of a woman named Cersei, an Eternal he had once loved, but who had rejected him. The Avengers rallied to stop him. The Knight fought at their side as countless members came together against Proctor's threat. Eventually, with the aid of a cosmic being known as the Watcher, they defeated Proctor, though it was Circe herself who struck the killing blow. The victory came with a heavy cost. Before his death, Proctor had infected Circe with a fatal, incurable affliction. Too dangerous to remain, she would have to live out her final days in another dimension. The Watcher restored reality to its proper state, then opened a rift to send her away. Refusing to abandon her, the Black Knight chose to go with her, holding her hand as they stepped into the unknown together. Yet when he emerged on the other side, in this strange new world, Circe was gone. Alone and separated from both her and the Avengers, the Knight now finds himself stranded without allies or a way home. As Black Knight finishes the story, Prime recalls that Hardcase once mentioned meeting someone named Thor from another reality, linking it to Knight's tale. Before they can process this, a sudden explosion rocks the building's roof. Prototype blasts upward through the ceiling to investigate, leaving Prime and the Knight scrambling after him. On the rooftop, they discover they're not alone. Siren makes a dramatic entrance. She introduces herself as UltraForce's newest member, much to Prime's surprise and irritation. Confident and sharp-tongued, she cuts through the confusion, making it clear she's here to contribute, whether they like it or not. Siren then begins recounting her recent mission. Flying in her advanced air cycle, she intercepted a security alert from Metabiotics, a research facility near Daytona. Though told it was under control, she trusted her instincts and decided to investigate on her own. Her infiltration is depicted in detail, slipping through the ventilation shafts, evading detection systems, and bypassing high-tech security with a combination of precision gadgets and improvisation. Siren's narration highlights her skills and cynicism toward authority, making it clear she's resourceful, daring, and a bit reckless. Perfect UltraForce material. Siren's flashback continues as she infiltrates deeper into the Metabiotics facility. She discovers a containment chamber filled with glowing, jewel-like lights suspended in energy fields, strange genetic experiments. She prepares to download the genetic data using her spike device, but something goes wrong. The containment system overloads, the lights accelerate wildly, and the spike fails. The energy bursts out of control, forcing her to flee. Back in the present, Siren admits to Prime, Prototype, and the Black Knight that Metabiotic security was a joke, and she blames their negligence for the release of the mysterious entities. Prime and Prototype are skeptical, but buy into her explanation, at least enough to move forward. Suddenly, the sky over the city erupts with glowing lights, the same strange being Siren encountered. She suggests this must have triggered the earlier alarms. The Black Knight declares that he won't back down from danger and pledges to help, which the team accepts. On the ground, chaos spreads as civilians and police panic at the glowing forms filling the air. A frantic scientist, Dr. Tagahashi, shouts that the angels are loose and insists he knows what must be done. But before anyone can act, the sky explodes as dozens of these radiant beings pour out across the city. Siren realizes there were far more than the few she saw in containment. As police try to hold the line, one officer, panicked, raises his gun at the approaching glowing entities. His fear gets the better of him. Despite warnings to stand down, he fires. The result is horrifying. The being engulfs him in light, his body consumed in a blaze as he screams in agony, leaving the others stunned at the overwhelming threat now unleashed. As the radiant angels swarm across the city, their light continues transforming people into glowing beings. Prototype sensors struggle to make sense of it, detecting that the lights are merging together. Meanwhile, away from the chaos, Ghoul, Contrary, and other UltraForce allies are on a covert mission of their own. Flying in Contrary's craft, Ghoul jokes darkly about being taken to a desolate wasteland. Contrary insists they're heading to one of their hidden bases. When they land, the base's secretive high-tech design impresses even Ghoul, who quips it looks like something out of Star Wars. Contrary reveals she's brought them here to pick up new equipment, and unveils powerful vehicles, sleek and deadly-looking machines she intends them to use. Ghoul, half serious and half joking, wonders where these machines came from. Contrary dodges the question, saying it's better not to ask. The group reflects on their recently deceased teammate Pix, with Ghoul openly admitting he misses her. As they prepare, Contrary picks up urgent signals, contacting Prototype to ask if something is wrong, while chaos continues to unfold back in Miami. In Miami, the glowing angels sweep overhead. Prototype ferry lifts civilians but can't move them fast enough, while Prime hoists an entire van of frightened passengers to safety. Even with their efforts, the lights claim victims. One man in the crowd is engulfed and transformed as onlookers panic and bolt in every direction. A child gets separated in the stampede. Siren manages to grab one kid but can't reach another through the crush of bodies. An angel descends, bathing the stranded boy in radiance until he yields to it. A nearby woman screams in horror as he's taken. Elsewhere, Contrary and the team finally arrive, deploying transport technology, but only able to beam out small groups at a time. Topaz tries blasting the angels, but quickly learns they can't be harmed, their intangible energy multiplying geometrically. Dr. Takahashi warns that everyone must be evacuated, that these things are pure life energy, consuming both organic and inorganic matter alike. Despite the warnings, Prime refuses to back down. As the others scramble, he hurls himself at the glowing swarm only to be engulfed in radiant energy. As his body is overtaken by the angelic light, he cries out in defiance before suddenly falling silent, whispering that he finally understands. In the African veldt, nature itself senses an unnatural disturbance. Animals flee as a shimmering green portal opens. From it emerges Circe, alive but changed. She has only one quest left: to complete a mysterious mission that will inevitably lead to destruction. As we close this issue, the final image shows her smiling darkly, bathed in power, as she declares that once her goal is achieved, annihilation will begin. Stay on the lookout for more Black September-themed episodes, all September long in 2025, right here on the Unspoken Issues podcast.